Hello. Okay, so today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a little bit of motivation to do the things that you've wanted to get done. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys 3 things that has been on my list of to do for months, maybe even years. And I really wanted to take out the weekend and do these things. I had a long weekend. The kids didn't have school on Monday, and we knew that we were gonna kind of be hunkering in because it was raining, and the boys had like a birthday party and they had a bunch of other things to do, but Polly needed to relax at home with mommy. And so I knew we were kind of gonna be, cabin fevering over here. So I thought, you know what, let's refresh Polly's room and let's declutter the playroom closet and let's get a DIY project done that I have been wanting to do. I also got to cash in on some bonusly points and get a gift card so that I could get a little project done in our bathroom that I wanted to do for the longest time. I first started out with a DIY project, which I have had on my to-do list for over a year. And I had purchased these garden hanging things for the kitchen, thinking that they would take the place of this piece of art. But I just wasn't into it. I just really didn't like it. I didn't like the way that they were stacking on one another, and I just didn't feel like they fit the space as well as this piece of art that I had there. But I felt like I had grown out of what that piece of art had on it. And so I consulted a YouTube video, I'm gonna leave it below, and found out a new way of doing a DIY project that makes it look a little bit more like Pottery Barn, Crate and Barrel-esque. I don't really have the funds right now to buy a big piece of art, so I just thought I'm gonna make my own. So I think it came out really cute. I really love the way that it looks. I may even purchase another little container of plaster and add a little bit more to it, but I figured I'm gonna start with where I am and leave it there for now and live with it for a little bit and see where I get. So I'm gonna show you guys the process now of how I did that. And I did it just after I put the kids to bed. It took all of maybe 20 minutes, and then I let it dry overnight, and then I'll share with you guys the result. Okay, I am going to start a project. I don't think I'll finish it because I only have this much of Dryex, but I have this piece of art that I used to have in the kitchen, and I want to do that Dryex art. I've seen it all over. Let's see how it comes out. Okay, so here I am. I've got the Dryex. This was just left over from some home projects around the house that I've used whenever I patch up a space and then paint or anything like that. And as you can see, I have no idea what I'm doing. No clue. I just kind of am flopping it on there and then patting it down. And, I tried to get a little artistic with it, but honestly, not very. I was just trying to basically cover up the words that were on the existing piece of art. And I love the words, I love what they say, but, it was like, I didn't want anything with font hanging up in the house right now. I just didn't want that anymore. So as you can see here, this was kind of what I did. I just did kind of almost like a weaving pattern. And I really liked how it was creating the shape of stacking. And it kind of looked like steps to me or something. So I don't know, it looked kind of cool. It was starting to kind of look like my inspiration pick. Okay, so the second thing that I wanted to tackle that was on my to-do list was to declutter and kind of make Polly's room a bit more cozy. Her room was kind of an area of contempt for me. I felt really overwhelmed every time I walked in there. There was just so much Barbie stuff and baby stuff, and it was all in there in her room. And her room is a good size, but a little bit cramped for all those toys. So I started to kind of think I really wanted to give her a bit of excitement. She's had a rough week. So I wanted to surprise her with a room refresh while she was resting on the couch. So I was like hurriedly going around and organizing and cleaning it up. And then I had this aha moment where I was like, I should put the Barbie dream house in the playroom closet. And so then that led to me going into the playroom the next day, taking everything out and organizing it, removing 2 shelves, removing the doors, and I decluttered a bag of giveaway and a bag of recycling, and we were able to make a Barbie closet and also utilize the rest of the closet way better. Like, it's way more functional now. We can actually find and remove things safely. Before, you would open it up and you're kind of holding things back. And it was the one closet in our house that just was really messy, you know, like crafts falling out, toys falling out. So I really wanted to make it more useful, more accessible. And I figured if I make it pretty and if I make it organized, then we're going to know where things go and we're going to know how to put them away, and then we'll utilize things more so. Okay, so here is a before. So as you can see, it's a mess. This is just half of it that I'm showing you here. And we just, you know, this was our dump all. So I started off by starting to clear from bottom to top. And that's kind of typically how I clean out a space, is I start at the bottom and then I work myself, you know, up. And we had all of these Lego sets that the kids had created, you know, kind of their own creations, some things that were just made, like the Mario ones. And here I'm just asking the boys, like, what do you guys want to do with these? You're obviously not playing with them in here. Do you want them all together? Do you want them separate? So we initially thought, okay, let's move them all together. But then Nash was like, let's just put all the Mario ones that are the interactive ones into a box, and then the other ones we'll put in the closet. And it was a great idea. I had these plastic Bright Room boxes that are so great for stacking and toys. I'll show you a little glimpse of those in a minute. But yeah, here I'm just kind of going through them. I always incorporate the kids. There's the box that I was talking about. And we always make sure that we are not ruining creations, because they're very important to them. And I don't want to ever, you know, upset them about their things that they worked really hard on. So here we've decided that these things we can just put in the Lego thing. Okay. And then here's Archie. And then we move on into taking off the doors, which I was trying to do myself. And then Sean was like, no. Let me just do that. And I'm like, okay, sounds good. So here's what I'm looking at. The kids are just hanging out and playing and swinging. This is the other side. And here I'm just kind of taking off things from the other shelves. So kind of clearing it all out so I have a blank space to figure out how I want to organize it. And these are those boxes. I'll share a little bit more about those later. But these, I always put, you know, things that we're going to add to the boxes on top of them. And here I'm just kind of going through it because we've just kind of been dumping the things. And here I'm just putting them into the box. We will go through them and put them into their grade level file folder later, but not tonight. So here I'm just kind of putting these onto that first shelf. We have taken off the first 2 shelves to make room for the Barbie dream house. And then this was the 3rd shelf. Now I'm at the 4th shelf. And I have like our craft stuff, Play-Doh, stuff like that I'm kind of stacking thoughtfully, trying to figure out how, you know, what works. And would any boxes that I have that are clear work better. Here I'm clearing out all of my craft and sensory bin stuff. This is just an insane amount of stuff that I have here. I did get to go through it and made it a little bit more organized as well. And then this was underneath it all. You can see where we took off the shelf. I didn't want to take off all the brackets because, you know, later in life we might want those shelves back in this closet, not sure. But for now, we just kind of took off what we could and, just left it. I've got my, you know, handy dandy magic eraser, and I'm just going to town on the wall. And then here I am bringing in the Barbie dream house and trying not to break it and figuring it out, asking Polly, do you like it here? She did. We moved a couple things around and so much better. And then I'm moving in her Barbie Sterilite drawers and her Polly Pocket things. And oh my gosh, so amazing. Obsessed with it. Okay, but we are not done. We have still the top shelf, which has all of the games. I was trying to figure out if I wanted to really tackle transporting all of the games into these bags I had, but I was, kind of trying to figure it out while I was doing it, and I didn't have enough bags to transport all of them, so I chose a couple of the games that were falling apart, like the boxes, and I put them in these little baggies. I got these from Michael's. I used to use these all the time in my classroom, and I use them a lot for the kids' little toys or sensory things, fidgets, any like little things, but they're really great for storing away board games. And they may not fit, but nothing falls out. It's fine. All right, so we took off the doors because this way you can just access the whole closet. We got rid of a bag of giveaway and a bag of trash. Well, recycling, because it was all paper and cardboard. Up here, I'm just gonna go from the top down. There's not a lot in here. I was pretty proud of how we consolidated a lot. This is like learning activities and extra binders. The kids still utilize some of that stuff, so I just kept it up here. This is our projector. Then this is like a building thing. Those are our easels. Our remaining puzzle, we have one puzzle. We got rid of the other ones because the kids were like, we've done it so many times, so I need to definitely refresh some puzzles. And then I have 2 board games in these bags because the boxes were falling apart. And then we have the other board games just in their normal boxes, and then an extra little art holder thing. And I would like to organize this in a prettier way, but the boxes are fine. Eventually, maybe I'll invest in some organization boxes or something. I don't know, we'll see. Over here, these are the kids' like baby books, and then some memorabilia up there from Sean's dad. And then we come down to the next little shelf here. Here, we have our art bin. This has like crafting stuff. And then I have extra ones of these bags, which I love to use those for organization. These are the little trays that I keep cleaned out for the kids to do like sensory boxes or when they want to do like art or anything. We have our paint bin. And then these are kind of like extra little learning resources, some scavenger hunt things, stuff like that I like to have on hand. This is just a Play-Doh box, another Play-Doh box. I don't know if you can see inside that. And then this is just another little box that Polly likes to take to the ball fields when the boys have practice or game. Then we come down to the next little shelf. These are the kids' memorabilia boxes. If you'd like for me to do a whole video on these, I think I've shared them in a video previously. If I did, I'll link them. But I've had these for a couple years, and the best storage system for kids' stuff. Polly's is a little bit crazy because she had a bunch of stuff this year, and I just need to like actually go through and organize hers. But the boys stay pretty organized. I do have a system of like whatever's from this year I could keep on top, and then whenever the year's over, we go over it again and then we store it. And then I have these fun little school days binders. I have like, little questions that they answer and stuff like that. So really cute. And they're all just like organized right there, super nice. And they each have one. All right, so then we have the Barbie section. Pretty self-explanatory. I kept it very simple, and I had Polly kind of organize it in the way that made sense to her. We still need to go through these drawers because I'm sure there's things that are broken or things that she doesn't want, but we just didn't have time. But we just have a 3 Fairlight drawer system in here, and it has all of her Barbie stuff in no particular order. I used to have it organized by doll, furniture, and then like play sets, but it's a mess now. Up here we have a bracelet that needs to be fixed, and then we have her Polly Pockets. In here we have the bristle blocks and blocks, and then in this one we just have more Polly Pocket things. All right, so yes, that is a look at how I decluttered and organized that closet. Super easy, zero money, and you know, I have some plans, but for now this is just how it's going to be. And then I'm gonna try to budget out a bit of a little remodel in this playroom here shortly. Probably won't be for like the next month. It's just a look at a realistic look at a closet. Would like to have a pretty organizational situation for the games, but this is just what it is. And this just works out so much better because the Barbie stuff was just getting out of hand in my daughter's room. And we had it organized, and she likes to play with it, you know? So I really wanted to get her a space that just felt really good for her. And we kind of just call it the Barbie closet now. And the kids love the doors off. It just makes such a difference to just have everything available to them now. I used to have a lock on it all the time because when they were little babies, they would get in there and just, it was kind of dangerous. I have a tension rod that I may use with an extra little curtain I have for now, and kind of see what if I like the curtain thing. But ideally what I would like to do is put up a curtain rod and then have some curtains, but I don't know. I'm gonna see, because that just might get annoying, you know? And I think it's just fine like this. I'd like to like paint the closet, maybe put a fun decal in the closet. We'll see. This is what it is for now, so I wanted to share that with you guys. All right, and I wanted to share with you guys how we decluttered and cleaned out Polly's room. And oh my gosh, the difference that it made in this room. We took out that Barbie playhouse and put it in the playroom, and it just made so much more space for all of her baby doll things. And you know, you can tell we're obsessed with Steffies here. And she really wanted to have her baby doll have a schoolhouse. So we made the Nugget the baby doll schoolhouse. Here's a little look at how we did that. So over here, we made this whole space like her baby doll sanctuary. And we have her big doll house over here with her little baby changing station and, you know, the doll house. And then you kind of turn and we have the little doll house for the little people. And in this drawer is like all of her baby doll clothes, food, everything. Then we have her Peppa Pig house, and then her other baby doll's little bed. And then we kind of turn and we have her side table with her little vanity and all the things. And then she's got her little creations up there. And we turn, and this is how she wants it. So, you know, we let her choose, because this is her room and it's her space. And I might give a couple recommendations, but at the end of the day, she chooses what she wants for her space. So then we kind of turn, and we have, you know, I just kind of made like a little pretty little artwork moment. That's where she wanted them, so we did it. She wanted a little parking spot for her strollers, so that's why those are there. And then as we turn, you have the little schoolhouse. And up above here, we have like her little memorabilia thing. We always have to have our cousin picture because we miss them. And some little sweet things from aunts or grandparents or, you know, mommy and daddy. And then we have her ukulele, her favorite hats, and her purses are hung on that little guy. And then in the closet, I had to turn on the light, but in the closet, it is what it is. We have sleeping bags and suitcases, the clothing. She's got her little memorabilia with her pictures and stuff like that. This is, I have not cleaned it. This is how she has it. And then, yeah, just her little bins of all of her clothing. Not perfect, but you know what? Pretty darn good. Those are shoes she needs to grow into. I need to actually put those in a box. Over here, she wanted to have her stuffies she doesn't quite want on the bed right now, and then her doll vehicles. So they have a little garage right there. And yeah, this is how she wanted it, and I love all the ideas she had for it, for sure. So yeah, I was able to declutter that playroom, and I love how it came out. It looks so much better, and her room is so much more refreshed. It feels so much brighter. She actually has so much more space for her dolls and her strollers and all of the things. So she's obsessed with it, which makes me so happy. And then the third and final thing that I did that was on my to-do list was to refresh our bathroom. So we have a middle bathroom that the kids all share. And you know, it's one of those bathrooms that's so well used that the shower curtain, you know, I wash it every month, and I would take it off and wash it, and it was starting to fall apart. Listen, I spent $30 on the shower curtain. I can let it go. You know, we've had it for like 2 years now. So I was on the hunt for 2 new shower curtains because I had this idea. I had done this a while back with our shower curtains originally, and where I double up the shower liner, the fabric liner, and then I double up and fold over the shower curtain and create more of like a curtain opening than just one shower curtain. And I don't know, for me, I just really like the look of it, and it's so much sturdier, so it keeps the water back. I don't know, if you have kids taking showers and you don't have the glass door, like, you know what I mean. Water is everywhere. So I feel like now that it has like double the duty fabric, the water is not getting out as much as it was. So I wanted to refresh it, but again, I didn't want to spend much money this weekend. I was kind of doing a no spend project weekend of to-dos, and I realized I had bonusly points through my work. So I had like a $25 gift card to Target. And so I was able to, with matching another coupon, get 2 of those shower curtains. I need to steam the shower curtains. I need to get a new steamer. Mine's broken. But yeah, I didn't want to buy more things. So it is crinkly right now. I'm aware of that. I need to, you know, steam it out, but that will come. And then the last thing I wanted to share, this wasn't really a to-do, but you know, I was given from Sean, we did for Valentine's Day, we never do like a huge thing. It's not really our thing. He always gets me a beautiful bouquet of flowers. I'm so appreciative of that. A really sweet card. And we also got some Lego bouquet of flowers, and I'm obsessed with them. I am obsessed with them. They're so cute. It was like a floral arrangement, and the boys spent an entire evening doing them. I think they did it in like an hour or 2, maybe even less than that. And it's so cute. I'll share it with you guys. But we also picked up 2 plants that I really wanted to put into our fireplace. And I don't know, just doing these little things just refreshes a space and makes you feel so much better, especially adding plants and foliage and color to a space. I don't know, it just brightened my weekend up when it was really rainy and we had had a really rough week. I also really do encourage you guys to look for clearance plants, because goodness gracious, we got our plants on such a deal because they were clearance. And I'm like, I can bring this thing back to life. One of them was like wilting, and it's already looking so much better. So it's the way to go. so I hope that wasn't too random, but I wanted to share just simple little ways that I grab things from my to-do list and add them into the weekend. You know, it doesn't always need to be this huge reno or this huge declutter or this huge, clean out or painting a whole room for you to refresh a space and make it look new. Polly's room looks like a completely different room just because we removed a couple things and moved the existing furniture around and some of the artwork in her room. And our playroom even looks like a totally different room now that we've opened up that space and there's even more play space in that room. So I really encourage you, what are the things that you're gonna do this weekend to really revive a space using little to no money? All right, see you next time. Bye, y'all.